scheduled.
We're in.
Now we're live. Come on in, folks. We see you out there. Sorry, it's starting 3 minutes late.
I think it's great that we're scheduled to be late.
Yeah.
How do you do that?
Try hard.
That little icon pop up doing this. Yeah. Tapping his wristwatch. Come on in, folks. There's chairs in the front. We've got people in the chat, but there we are. Now we've got people watching the show. Excellent. Thank you for being here, folks. I got to run over to my Facebook before I forget again, like I did Friday, and open this up for everybody so that we hopefully get more chats. We are public. Saved. We are public. Come on in, everybody. Come on in. We're glad you're here. We've got some great comic strip artwork to take a look at. Great stories. Star Wars still. Marvy is already in the house. Says good morning. It's barbecue and beer Sunday at my place. There you go, Mark.
I'll be there in 3 hours, Marv.
There you are. Are you only 3 hours away from Marv? Yeah. You probably are.
I am.
Rock and Rule. PBR Street Gang. Rock and Rule. PBR in the house. Waiting for Matt Black to get in. I think he's the one that lines up. No, it's a different show, isn't it? No, he does line up the shots for the mushrooms. Right? All right. We are a drinking game after all. Come on in, folks. Great stuff. Going to run the opening. We'll get things underway here. There we are. See that Zap Comics at the end. They're just released a new hardback book collection of Robert Crumb's short stories from 69 to I think modern day, I think something like that. I'll have to dig that up. We'll have to take a look at that, but it's pretty good. Sunday Funnies, folks, for the 25th of May 2025. Glad you're here. I'm your host, Randy Zimmerman, Arrow Comics. My latest is I'm writing. I've been writing all weekend. The Atlantean, number 3 is almost done. Almost done from my end. Russ is working on the art as we speak. He's almost done. We also have the Shadow Kingdom that's out there and available now. Make sure you get it in hardback. What a great edition this is. I love this. In color with the prose story behind it so that you can compare to it. It's a Robert E. Howard classic public domain tale of Cull and Brule as they fight off a race of shape-shifting serpent demons. Great stuff. Great stuff. Artwork by Russ. It's fantastic work. And we hope that you get it. We hope you enjoy it. And plus 2 volumes of the Atlantean already, with the 3rd one deep into production. So you'll see the campaign for that pop up shortly on fundtobuycomic.com, probably late June, early July. So we don't want to put it up there until we know it's going to get done and be able to get to your hands in a timely fashion. So appreciate being here. Joining me this morning, Mr. Glenn Fleming. Glenn, please introduce yourself.
Hi, everybody. My name is Glenn Fleming, and I'm getting too far behind because I've only got these to show you still. My book about Jack Kirby, my meetings with him in California, his home. Get that on Amazon and New Haven Press or Publishing, is it? I'm not sure. Barnes and Noble, any good bookstore, you'll be able to get a copy of that. And there's also an accompanying little documentary I made. If you want to get a hold of that, get in touch with me somehow. Over on Fund My Comic, I have my Hatch annotated book, which features my little character Hatch, who's nearly half a century old now. It features published and unpublished work. It's all about his story through how he came to be and all that kind of thing. Check that out on Fund My Comic. And last but not least, check out Comics Unlimited, my 100-page magazine about comics. You can find that on Amazon. Check it out.
Excellent. Also joining us this morning, Mr. Russ Leach. Russ, please introduce yourself.
Hello, my name is Russ Leach. I am not an AI. I don't think so anyway. I didn't check this morning, so maybe I should go back and check. But I'm pretty sure I'm not an AI, which means that all the artwork I get produced for you guys out there is real artwork. So check it out. You can go to russleach.com. You can find out all about the Atlantean by signing up for the email list, which again is not an AI. It's me tapping on a keyboard and sending you emails about the latest production on the Atlantean. So go check it out, russleach.com, and sign up for that email list.
Don't forget, Russ, you think you're not AI. Rachel in Blade Runner didn't know she was a replicant.
No, but did she make good tea?
Neither did Decker.
That's
But
right.
That's another story. Yeah. All right. What?
I'm going to say he suspected, though, didn't he? And then he found out when Gaff left him the little unicorn person at the end. But anyway, that's another thing.
Do we need to say hello this morning?
Hello, motherfucker.
Probably.
Oh,
Sarah in the house. Morning,
Sarah.
Sarah!
Hope you're doing well.
You got a nice view of me drinking tea at the moment.
There we. Oh, sorry about that. I can make you small. One pill.
I know. All I need to see is those comments about my artwork, and it makes me feel tiny.
Yes, Sarah.
Yeah, he's dead right, isn't he?
Yeah, he's always right.
Yeah.
Sarah says, Glenn.
Sarah!
PBR, I truly don't mind day drinking, but you guys start at the crack of dawn. No whining here. Got my Bushmills and glass ready, or bring on those mushrooms. All right, it's PBR that has the drinking game. We'll get there. There should be plenty of mushrooms for you today. We'll see. Make sure you keep giving us a status report, PBR. So we know. Sarah says, babbling baby, you've already made my day. There we are.
Easily pleased.
Here, you can have this one too. There you go. Happy to oblige. Glad you're here. Glad you're all here. Star Wars, folks. Star Wars, the comic strip. I've got a beautiful bound set of the Archie Goodwin Al Williamson strip. Three volumes of greatness. Al Williamson doing fantastic stuff in a slipcase. Archie at the top of his game.
Al Williamson stole the show and started to steal the show on Friday, didn't he, on that other one?
He did. We were looking at Weird Science. Al's start of his career. Now we're getting into the heart of his career. This is after Rip Kirby, Secret Agent X9. He was offered Star Wars and he took it. Got a couple of assistants to work with him. I think his family, one of his family members, and Carlos Garzon comes on during this run. He stays his helper. I won't say mentor or apprentice, because Carlos went on to do some great stuff himself.
Carlos.
Exactly. The power gem. After the earthquake here. I'm sorry, folks. There we go. It's the Sunday pages are set up in full page tabloid mode. The daily strips here in the newspaper, Monday through Sunday, ran in the newspaper. 3-4 panels at a time, sometimes one.
I'd love to know how far ahead he was.
They were all working a couple of months ahead, I believe. Syndicate makes you work that far up. Yeah. At least a couple months. Just in case there's a problem. And during this run, there is a problem. I believe Williamson gets sick and somebody has to come in and take his place for a week or so.
They should have run Kirby up, he'd have done it.
In order to hit the deadline. Oh, yeah.
He'd have taken it in a different direction, though. Galactus would have arrived. And some guy on a surfboard.
Galactus or Darkseid. Yeah.
Yeah.
Actually, that's the inspiration for Vader anyway.
That's right.
There you go. Power Gem. Just we drool over the line work and we look at the pretty pictures and talk about how good they are. So PBR says, on a side note, I bought me a box set of these. Got a good deal on them. Good, man. Good for you. Can't wait to get the set. Yeah, it's a great set, man. I hope it's the hardbound set, because these were limited to 2,500, I believe. So I've never seen another one at a show or another set offered, though I haven't looked for them. So just happy to have mine. Wookie.
Look at that top panel there with that gun. Fantastic, isn't it?
Drop that just a little. There we are. Here? Yeah.
Yeah.
That's great. This is great too. Some of the very best comic strip art. I mean, it's right up there with Bellamy's Garth and Modesty Blaze.
Yep. It's lovely, isn't it?
It's fantastic stuff. I'm just going to keep turning.
Yeah, just keep turning. Yeah, let's just get through it. It's good.
It's silhouette. Yeah.
Yeah. He uses his Wallywood 22 things in comics thing, doesn't he, a lot in this? So don't blame him.
Yeah.
It's fantastic.
Oh, hey, joining us now, Mitch Rogers. Mitch, how are you?
I'm good. How is everyone this Sunday morning?
We're all right, Mitch. How are you doing?
Real good. Give everybody a quick introduction, Mitch.
Well, I'm Mitch Rogers. I'm a horror comic book writer and artist from Greenville, South Carolina. I'm the creator of the Boger and the Flesh and Blood collection.
There you go. Thanks for joining us, man. Looking at this great Al Williamson stuff.
Wow.
Beautiful line work. Fantastic. Look at that. It's great detail stuff.
Did you ever see it printed in the newspaper, Randy?
I have seen a couple of the Manning's Sunday pages.
What's it like? The reproduction, the quality?
Oh, it's printed on newsprint. It's lousy. Doesn't match.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, I'm just thinking it must hurt all these lovely blacks and those like the is that cross hatching behind, like the galaxy behind the stars, the cloud. Is that cross hatching?
If that's not cross hatching, it's a zip screen.
And how would that turn out? Not very well.
No, but you'd have to, after decades of working on comic strips, Williamson would know how small you could take your patterns in order for it to show up right on the when it's reproduced. It was always a constant fight with the comic strips over the decades, was that they kept printing them smaller and smaller in the paper. Yeah,
same here.
Yeah, and then they started like cutting up the panels, reorganizing them, and stuff like that.
Well, I don't know whether you've seen the Trigon Empire book from the Ranger in the 60s. It was fabulous artwork by Don Lawrence, and the one I bought in the 70s, and the pages are square, but the artwork isn't. So they've cut that up, and there's big empty spaces, and they've chopped it and cropped. It's awful, absolutely awful.
Yeah.
But anyway.
Well, it's like here they're able to fit comfortably 3 days worth of strips on a page, so you've got a lot of open space here.
You see, what I would have done there, if I'd have been designing this book and I had to have that page size, I'd have done something at the top there.
Yeah, me too.
Put like a picture
I'd probably
or
done it at the
something.
bottom. I probably would have done it at the bottom. I'd make the logo bigger.
Yeah,
I mean, that logo would fit that square, that rectangle.
So I was thinking when you were saying about that Trigon Empire, it's like I've seen books that are reproduced on the wrong size, and they've maybe put illustrative borders on, or something just to make it more interesting. You could in this, without taking away from the artwork, in the top there, you could make the Star Wars bigger, but you could also put like a knocked back image.
Yes.
Yeah.
And it could be the same image on every page, but just maybe just a Star Destroyer or something, in front of a planet. Just knock it back to 50% black, or even a light dot, so that it doesn't take away. And there you go.
my
I put
initial,
Star Wars in front of like stars and space and stuff.
yeah, my initial thought was to make the Star Wars logo bigger because that's what we're looking at,
Yeah.
and also maybe put some Al Williamson heads of the characters underneath.
Yeah.
Even
know?
that, but and just
Put
like knock it
something.
back so that it's not in the way of the artwork, but
Yeah.
it's just something, But
Yeah.
you're right. You could do that at the top and the bottom of the page as well.
Yeah,
You could just make it that little bit more interesting, and it doesn't have to be intricate.
no. Throw this book in the bin, Randy.
It's a style choice.
In fact, throw it in my bin.
There you go.
I have bins you could throw it in,
Like that guy. Those there. They've done it there.
But that's the Sunday page, though, and in fact, they cut
do it
a
for the Sunday,
they cut a panel out of this because the newspapers had a choice of either running it tabloid size, which is a full page,
Mm.
which some of them did. Some of them even shrunk it down even farther and stuck other strips around it. Or they could go longwise, which would take up a third of a page, and they had another panel that they use that they reprint here in the back of the book.
Yeah.
See,
Yeah,
I'd
Here's
have
what
been
yours-
tempted to use all those images
Yeah.
as knocked back on the top of the page there as you
Okay.
go through the book.
Yeah.
And
It always
you know,
made them
it's just
smaller.
interesting.
Yeah.
But there you go. That's a
Yeah.
design choice.
What do
Design
we know
choice.
about anything?
Well, I know quite a lot. Look at the spot black on that left-hand page as well.
Yeah.
It's fantastic.
Yeah, that's wonderful.
He's drawn that in the dark.
Yeah.
BBR says that bottom right panel. Wow, he was probably talking about back here.
It's a spotty alien character doesn't count. No. Yeah, he was talking about that one,
So all
but
of
he's
those
not
panels
taking
are
he's
color
not taking a
files.
drink for the spotty alien character. It's not a
No.
mushroom.
The spotted alien fella doesn't count. Yep. Looking for the shrooms, folks. Not that guy. Nice one.
This could be a scene from the Shadow Kingdom.
Yeah.
A fight in the bar.
Oh, would have been crazy to have something drawn by Williamson.
So I won't say that personally.
What? Pardon?
I said I won't say that personally.
Wow, this would have looked so much better if it was drawn by
Wow.
Al Williamson.
Yeah, our
Jeez.
book would have been so much better if someone else. had
Oh
drawn it.
no, that's not what happened. That's not- you're
Do you
really
know-
not- you're-
Do you know this new
Not at all what I
Atlantean?
meant.
This
You know
issue
I know.
2 of this Atlantean book I've got today. I've only thumbed through it. One of the best things about it is that it only took you 3 panels to stab someone.
Yeah. 3 panels in, stab.
Well, we aim to please.
Yeah.
What do you want to draw, Russ? I want to draw blood and tits. Okay.
People stabbing each other with big knives and axes and tits. Got any problems with that? No,
I thought you
you're
were
on.
going to say
Yeah,
stab
there's-
people with big knockers.
Big knockers.
Anyway,
And then,
No,
and then I want
Conan-
someone
no Conan
want
or
someone
Cole
to
book
laugh.
is- yeah.
like Sid James.
Yeah. Absolutely no Conan or Cole book is complete without people being stabbed or big tits. I mean,
that's
No,
right.
exactly.
Actually,
That's the whole
both.
point.
But that's a
People
whole other-
expect it, and that's what they're
Yeah.
gonna get.
You got
That's
to
right.
give the people what they want.
Yeah,
That's right.
That's why Wally Wood draws nice girls.
Exactly. Everybody
Mm-hmm.
knew what they were getting with Wally. Wood.
That's right. Would.
Even the girls like nice girls.
Yeah. Yeah, everyone does. Come on.
That's a tree. Sorry, PDR.
I thought that was him talking.
Or is that a little bean? Here we are, Chewy. Doesn't look much, but it's far enough from imperial circles to be promising. Yeah. Strangers, more competition.
I like that guy standing there on the bottom right. I like the fact that he looks out of shape. Do you know what I mean? He isn't like
Yeah.
he isn't a super, big muscular. He's just some bloke.
It looks like he just got up with his vest.
Yeah.
on, doesn't it?
Yeah, he's
He
just
just
some
had his
guy.
cane.
He's got a wife beater T-shirt on here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And no hairy
and a-
shoulders.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
And a
He goes up to
Stella.
Han. Y'all ain't from around here now, are you?
That's what it is.
Got a pretty mouth, don't he?
It's all here to take our hooch from the mountains. Yeah.
Hooch.
Starsky and Hooch.
Sarah says I didn't take it there this time. LOL. Yeah. Emphasis on this time.
Where do you normally take it?
Maybe I'm more awake. Off my game. LOL. Yeah. Normal.
It took you 3 panels to kill somebody, and us 15 minutes to go off track.
Yeah, completely veered off. It's like my steering wheel won't go right.
Right. Okay. Oh, he's lost he's used up all his ink. Look at those.
What the hell was that?
Those are spotted mushrooms.
Oh,
They are mushrooms.
They
I
And
are.
wonder what that
count
noise was.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 mushrooms. PBR.
That,
PBR will let you count that as one.
that
Just so you last
design.
longer. Yeah.
That design of those spots looks like that guy in Babylon 5. His head. What's he called?
Oh yeah.
Can't remember his name.
Jakar?
Is that his name?
Yeah. The lizard
Oh.
guy?
Yeah, the one with the
Yeah.
funny head.
Yeah.
You're the guy that was always up to no good.
Yeah.
There's always one.
All of the characters up there were up to no good on Babylon 5. I don't know what you're talking about. They all had their own little agendas up there.
Well, they are politicians, aren't they?
Yeah. They are.
Was that the Jakar played by that Katsulas guy?
Yes.
He died, didn't he? He used to smoke
Yes.
about 80 cigarettes a day.
Yeah. There's the majority of the Babylon 5 cast is no longer here.
Yeah. There's
Very few of them left. Myra Verland passed not too long ago. The girl
Yeah.
who played
Box Lightner's
Lynn.
okay, isn't he?
yeah, Boxleitner's all right. I saw him a couple years ago at Grand Rapids show. Got an autograph.
And the doctor died, didn't he? With was it a rupture or something years ago? The doctor.
Yeah, Dr. Franklin. Yeah.
He was only
He passed.
42 or something, wasn't he? 43.
Yeah, he was real young.
The redhead is still alive. What's her name?
Patricia
she's a stunt
Tallman.
woman. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, she still does shows. Andrea Thompson, I think, is she's still alive, if I'm not mistaken. She was the Psychop, the blonde.
Well, one of
Jerry-
them's doing
Jerry
comics at the moment.
One of them's doing comics. Bill Moon.
What- the woman?
Straczynski.
Yeah, no, it's not the.
Is
I
it
don't
Tallman?
think it's the
It might
writer.
be Tallman then.
It's the woman. She's doing something with some publisher. I don't know.
Yeah, I know I've got Bill Mummy on Facebook. He's been
Yeah,
putting up a lot of songs.
I nearly did a story for Bill Mummy.
Did you?
Yeah,
But he,
I started
went to the
sketching it out.
cornfield?
I started sketching it out, but something came in. It was for that. Remember that not ocean, blue wave, was it or something? It was. It was all
Publishing
all
black.
the biographies.
Blue
Yeah,
Water?
it was all
Yeah.
blue water. It was all back end. They had a story from Billy Mummy, and they put me in touch. So I started working, but then I actually got a job. I got like a full-time, full-paying gig, and
Yeah.
I just had, I apologized and said, look, I've got to drop this because got to pay bills. And he was really nice about it. So it's a pity. I would have liked to work with him, but
Yeah.
you got to pay the bills.
Marv says, unfortunately, we don't have a bunch of footage of our favorite artists drawing on YouTube. We'll just a couple of them. Yeah. Oh yeah, Jerry, the guy who played the main Centauri, Londo, he's still alive. Peter Jurassic.
Yeah.
On there. Boxleitner's still alive. Mummy's still alive.
He has a park, doesn't he?
He has a what?
A park.
He might. Oh yeah, you're funny. Yeah.
Boom.
I just hit grenade humor. There we go. He really likes that spot pattern, doesn't he? Yes, he does. Yeah. But yeah, they were talking about doing a reboot a year or two ago, and I'm sitting here thinking, how are you going to get a cast like that again? That's
You're
just
not.
Don't do a
synergy right there.
reboot.
Don't do
Jerry-
reboots.
Jerry Doyle, especially Garibaldi, he passed a while back, but
Yeah. He was only 60.
I know he had a big career though on radio as a conservative pundit.
He was great.
He had a big syndicated talk show, made millions of dollars.
He made millions of dollars.
He did, yes.
Good. That's good.
He's doing real well when he passed.
I don't mind the people who were doing it in the money.
Yeah.
Is this still in between New Hope and Empire, or have they
Yes.
crossed
Yes.
into Empire between? Okay.
No, this is right after Return came out, but the stories here take place between New Hope and
Okay.
Empire.
Okay, I didn't know if they like at some point moved on in between Empire and Jedi or what. But
As far as I remember, they stayed in the same basic time period, even though they
Okay.
changed artists. Yeah.
No, unlike Marvel with the bunny,
yeah.
And Obi Don Quixote,
Obi Don Quixote, and the
the
yeah
Green Bunny.
Jedi
Yeah.
bunny.
Mhm.
Because there's actually a great storyline that takes place in between Empire and Return of the Jedi called Shadows of the Empire. It's a great game too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did was that Dark Horse that did that, or was that just a novel?
I think that was
Dark
a
Horse did
coordinated
the-
effort.
Yeah. Yeah, because they had a book, a comic series, and a video game that came out at the same time.
That was why it was so difficult for Disney to make the films, because they just didn't have anything to work with, did they? There was no
Yeah,
source.
that's
material.
what they said. Yeah.
Yeah, no source material. We had nothing we could work with. Okay,
And
nothing.
idiots believe them.
Yeah,
Can
And
you
then they-
spot the... Sorry, go on. Go
They
ahead.
took all of the characters that they had that they bought for and just abused all of them and ditched them. So
Yeah.
over the course of the films, just terrible.
Yeah, they took
Never
the
mind.
greatest non-film villain from Star Wars, Admiral Thrawn, and just completely crapped on him.
It turned him into a milk toast. But anyway,
Yeah.
so much for his brilliant strategic mind.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're gonna have to throw a beard on this guy so they don't just
throw a beard on him.
to distinguish him from Han Solo. Yeah.
He looks just like one of my art teachers from college, Arthur Cole. That guy. That's what he looked like.
Arthur Cole.
Arthur Cole, yeah. So,
Got a gem. Look, it glows. Yeah. And a regular sword. No saber for him. Or lightsaber, I should say. He likes handling it, though. It's waving it all over.
Yeah, that's another way that you can tell he's not Han Solo, because he has
Right.
a sword.
you can also tell it's not Han Solo because he's standing next to him.
All line work back here. Yeah. Brilliant stuff.
Unlike Latoya and Michael Jackson.
Too soon?
Never too soon.
Well, also you could tell Michael from Latoya based on how many kids are around them.
Yeah.
Ooh, evil.
You can't follow that, can you?
No, you can't. No, you just like you drop the mic.
Why?
Thanks, I'll be here all week.
Yeah.
See that second page, the bottom panel with the guy sitting down? That's a real Buscema pose, isn't it?
Isn't that great?
It's fantastic, yeah.
Relaxed. Yeah. The whole panel is great. Working window patterns back here. It's nice.
It's just fabulous attention to detail, isn't it?
Oh yeah.
And that's not
Right.
that's not over detailing. What I mean by that is just he just knows where to put everything.
He could have dropped it all out, the whole background.
Yeah.
He does it here and there when it's necessary, but other than that, he's
I think
Yeah.
that pattern.
I think Vinny's been passing through these pages.
A lot of spot blacks.
He's breaking in a black space filler. That's all.
Yeah.
It's great. I'm only joking. It's fantastic.
I never quite understood the concept of like, I mean, I love drawing backgrounds. Don't get me wrong, and there's some wonderful background artists out there, or artists who do great backgrounds. But if you're going to have a lot of speech bubbles and captions, I never understood like actually doing a fully detailed background because it's just going to get lost.
Right.
On every single panel, like obviously, like on the left-hand page, there's there's two that really don't have a background, but you can kind of tell they're relatively in the same spot that they were before.
Mm-hmm. The big thing with the strips, though, is that they're working in such a designated space. You've only got so much space to work with, and yet you blow this up 2 times, even 2.5 times, you can get all this wonderful detail in there. So nowadays with the modern strips, everything looks like Steven's Universe. It's just
that
horribly
crappy,
simplistic. Yeah,
that Cal Arts crap. It's the same style. Doesn't matter who's doing the artwork.
Yeah. Still sitting down here. Look at that.
Yeah, I love that archway.
Yeah. Works real well.
Nice panel at the top as well, just as an incidental, to what we were saying before about putting something up there. It works really nicely. But again, they couldn't on the strips, could they, in the pages? But they could have done it in this book.
Yeah.
You could have pasted that large Star Wars logo on that Sunday then and used that as your header. Even that would have been better on its own.
Well, they might have felt it pulled away from the art of the actual art of the strip too, or the story.
Yeah, maybe.
So they give a long, there are big galleys on these pages too.
Yeah.
If they crunched them all together, they probably could have gotten a 4th strip up there, but then they'd have run into a problem with their pacing because the Sunday strips reflect the stuff that happened in the previous week.
Yeah.
And they had to rely on the Sunday strips to tell all of the story or all of the important elements of the story because some newspapers didn't carry the dailies. They just carried the Sundays.
See, it was before when we were talking about backgrounds. I like drawing backgrounds. I think they're very important because they're obviously establishing where you are. Because if all the panels are open all the time, it's not difficult to lose where you are.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I wasn't trying to speak negatively about having backgrounds because I love drawing backgrounds too. I was talking about these artists that every single panel is heavily detailed backgrounds, but then they get lost if you have a panel that has a lot of a small panel that has a lot of dialogue in it. The background would just get lost. So yeah, I was just
I'm sure he's basing it on the script. What the space he's got, because if you look, it's unusual for this strip to have more than two word balloons per panel.
Mm-hmm.
So I get what you're saying. But
Archie's written comics and comic strips for decades at this point,
of course,
too. So he knows. Yeah.
And Al Williamson is the same. He knows what he's doing, doesn't he? This is why these people get the job.
Yeah.
PBR.
Mushrooms again.
Yeah, come to find out it wasn't midichlorians that carried the force. It's these psychedelic mushrooms.
That's where the midichlorians came from.
I like the way each strip is signed because it appears on a different day.
Yeah.
It's great.
Let me see. Soften up.
That's a nice shot, isn't it? That's a lovely shot, that.
Here, you mean?
No, that bottom left one that you just put, that one. Yeah, that's great. I mean, that other one is as well, but that's fantastic.
Yeah. Real tight detail.
Yeah. You see, on that one, I would have had to lose the panel border.
Yeah.
Well, the X-Wing?
Yeah, the one at the top there, I'd have lost that panel border, but, you know.
They fit everything inside of it, too. That's probably, there's probably a reason for that, probably the way that they could cut them for the papers.
Right.
Yeah, like I would have, like Glenn said, lose the panel border and kind of have the, I don't know what they're called, spokes on the left-hand side kind of go under the bottom panel or the panel below it.
Oh, this one does here. Could have continued that on. This is dead space here pretty much. But yeah, they'd have to make sure that this could be separated depending upon how the newspapers wanted to print it.
You see, maybe they couldn't do this. Maybe there's a copyright thing, I don't know, or whatever it is, but they could have done that for this book.
Yeah. Well, that really the purpose of the book is just to reprint the strip and in its entirety. You know, that's their thinking. I'm sure that's why they made the choice to do 3 and 3 on this. It's because they had 6 strips and they want to maintain the. They want to keep the Sundays up with the dailies.
Is that guy at the bottom there Ferengi? He's in the wrong series. Yeah.
Ears are a little small, but yeah, pretty close. There's our man. Get him, Chewy. Everything depends on your clobbering him right here. There we go.
Clobbering
time. Was he Ben Grimm?
Yeah.
Pretty much. Chewy Grimm.
I've noticed this past few pages how I don't know if it's a direct copy, but the pose is exactly the same. Like that guy, the Ferengi guy.
Mm-hmm.
Look at the next page.
Yeah.
And then a few pages back, there was the guy with the sword in it. That was the same. Looked like the same. Like he'd copied it.
Might be a way for them to keep continuity.
Yeah, could be.
You know, it's to have that same imagery working. I don't think that was I sincerely doubt that was a trace job at all. Yeah, the muscles. Well, no, actually. Yeah, the muscles are different.
Right.
In the arm, at least. So it's a redraw. So it was intentional.
Yeah.
Really great center panel here.
Yeah, I like that little flying craft. It's pretty neat.
Real simple. Reminds me a lot of the old little flying saucer that Doc Magnus had with the metal men. So they would all sit in kind of a.
Yeah, it's the kind of thing that used to be in Dan Dare as well. That kind of.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
You know, the Mekon and all those people.
Mm-hmm.
Just simple, but really nicely drawn.
Yep. Yeah. Oh,
here we go. Ooh.
Sorry, PBR. Hope you're keeping up.
Wouldn't it be great if they put a sound effect on it and it was a spacecraft taking off and it said shroom to give us another clue?
Do the shroom and dots, the sound effect, little dots. Anyway.
Are those tints again on those guys? Those alien where the
here, yes,
panel?
That's a screen.
Right.
That's a zip screen. So back here as well. And back then, that's all manual too. So
of course, yeah.
It's not like you can just point to it in Photoshop and fill it in on a level and can put it in.
You got to be careful when you cut in that you don't pull your line up.
Yeah.
Yeah. My problem. Every time I've tried to use Zip-A-Tone, which I haven't in years because you can't find it anywhere, but was when I'd use an X-Acto knife or a razor to cut it out, I cut too deep into the actual page.
Mm-hmm.
I use a scalpel when I
got to be careful. Yeah. Yep. X-Acto. Little tiny X-Acto blade.
That's what I use. Is just my hand is too like I just keep having the habit of pressing down too hard.
Right. How you doing enough? You get the skills of a surgeon.
Yeah.
Yep.
I still see it's probably in the inking style. I still see some flashes of Carmine Infantino here every once in a while. Just especially Carmine in his later work. He got a lot looser.
When Carmine
Some of the
was
stuff.
editor in chief at DC in the early 70s, when he got Kirby to go over,
Mhm.
had he stopped drawing then?
Yeah, he was drawing a lot less.
Right.
When he got done at DC, though, he went over to Marvel and did a bunch of stuff.
Right. He went
Yeah,
back.
Downey
to-
had the time to draw when he was head of DC. There's too much
Yeah,
stuff.
that's true too.
So he left DC and then went over to Marvel and drew.
I don't think he was exclusive at Marvel. I think he was just freelance over there and drew a lot of stuff. Yeah, John Carter and did a bunch of
Because-
Star Wars work.
It doesn't sort of make sense anyway, does it? Because if he was really, really busy at DC enough to not draw, then he
Yeah.
goes and draws for Marvel at the
Right.
same time.
Drew wherever he could, I would imagine. Freelanced out. Did a lot of the black and white books. Star Lord, couple Star Lord stories. I remember him doing some of the horror material.
Did he do Star-Lord?
Yeah.
Wow, I've not seen that.
Yeah, there's a Marvel preview. I think it is black and white
Wow.
magazine with a light blue cover on it. I think the entire story. And the reason I know that because in my misspent youth, he drew all of the breasts funny.
Right. Here we go again.
And I remember that distinctly. Yeah. I'll have to pull some out and show you how he was drawing. I've got him here. I just have to go through my magazines and
Yep.
pull them out. We'll have to look at him sometime soon. But he did do I think it was a John Carter story that he had drawn that they ended up converting into a Star Wars story because they were late on deadline. So the aliens on there have four arms like the Martians in John Carter.
Yeah.
I think they colored him differently. He had to draw I think Luke draw Luke in instead of John Carter.
It's actually kind of fitting because Lucas said that one of the biggest inspirations for Star Wars was John Carter of Mars.
Yeah, he took from a lot of the space opera medium of the day.
Buck
Literally.
Rogers and
Flash Gordon, a lot of Flash Gordon. He'd have done Flash Gordon if he could have gotten the rights.
an obscure influence would probably be Akira Kurosawa.
Yeah, a lot of Dune.
Yeah.
Dune, yeah.
Well, if you ever read what Jodorowsky's version for his 14-hour-long Dune movie was, it was basically Star Wars.
Yeah.
Like even so far as I think the twist was near the end that Baron Harkonnen would have been Paul Atreides' real father or something. Like, I mean, it was very close to what. I mean, it was less the book and more of what Lucas had for Star Wars. Was kind of
the same thing with the New Gods, wasn't it? With the the protagonist dad being the bad guy.
Well, that's Lucas again, pulling from different things.
From everything
Sure,
else.
he pulled a lot from New Gods.
Well, he has Neo-Genosis, doesn't it? New Genesis, and he has the dark side.
Yeah.
So and the source, the force.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot going on there. Who's that little guy in the second panel running away? Why is he there?
It's a little alien.
It's like he's just running in between them. He's going to the shop for some shrooms.
That must be it.
Or he probably had too many shrooms.
Yeah. He's probably taking a bet.
Shrooms.
So if memory serves me right, I think they go to all this trouble to get the gem, and it only has one charge in it. Yeah, probably. That starship on the top left in the front end looks odd. Which one back here? That might have been a couple pages.
No.
back.
Yeah, that one.
That one. Oh,
This
yeah.
here.
Top one. Bit weird at the front. Bit of creative license.
Yeah, it is, because it's got extra guns on it here.
Yeah, we love
It's like-
guns.
it just looks cool. Big screens here. That's Princess Leia there.
You could see Romero drawing this, couldn't you?
Mhm.
Yeah.
The Modesty Blaze guy.
Yep. Nice shadow work here, even in the background. It's a new story. Ice World.
Well, another one.
Yep. Every 10 to 12 weeks or so.
I meant another Ice World.
Oh, yeah. This one's prettier. It's got bushes on it. It's got mushrooms. Crystalline mushrooms.
And it's not a
No,
not
just
an
kidding.
Ice World then, is it?
They're all made out of ice. Leia doesn't look the same with her hair back like that.
Doesn't
Is that
matter.
Leia?
I don't think it is. They're kind of cuddling there.
He's a bit frisky, that Solo, isn't he?
Taught him most of my tricks. Oh, that's Han saying Luke will be all right. Somehow, Han Solo, that doesn't cheer me up.
Like they got this full name in just in case you didn't know who it was.
Exactly. Here's Darth Vader getting a bath
In the hot tub.
in the hot
Baby
tub.
Darth Vader.
With his full gear on.
Yeah. Where is my duck?
He's actually
Where's the conditioner?
this is the future from when it was made. He's Netflix and chilling. That's what he's doing.
Where's the new season of Orange is the New Black?
So that should have shaved that guy's beard as a prank before leaving. Yeah.
Yeah, then he gets arrested for because they think he's Han Solo.
No, they think
Yeah.
he's Arthur Cole from Rochdale College of Art.
Oh, Luke's got his stripy number on again.
Yeah, that's because he wasn't in the previous story. It's because he was on Broadway doing a Technicolor Dreamcoat.
Yeah, Joseph in the Technicolor Dreamcoat.
He's changed it for a darker stripy number.
Oh, Tauntaun.
Yeah. I thought it smelled bad
Look at
on the outside.
they look like they're coming out of that star, don't they? Those Star Destroyers at the top.
They do a bit, yes, because they've got such a blunt end.
That's what she said. Great drawing of that Tauntaun.
Isn't it? And the snow.
Yeah.
Love
Say the weird thing.
I tell you, we didn't
It's a
show
nice
it, but there's a great adaptation in Mad by Mort Drucker of the Empire story. And you know where he kills a Tauntaun and he puts him in to keep him warm and all that.
Yeah.
Well, in that, when that guy finds them, you know, the guy in the spaceship finds them
Yeah.
to him. Well, Mort Drucker has the view from the pilot looking down on them, and they're in trunks and sat on, marquee.
Oh, that's right. I remember that story. Yeah.
Because he's using the force to make it warm.
Yeah. I remember that. Yes.
Absolutely brilliant. Throw this in the bin. Get mad on.
Now that's a franchise with a lot of material.
Yeah.
Well, Mad?
Yeah.
Yeah. We looked at those a couple weeks back.
Yeah. Very good.
Those just classic stuff. There's a couple places out there that are offering the entire run of Mad on digital now.
Really?
So, yeah.
Like entire run, as in even the EC issues.
Yep.
Oh, cool.
From 1 up to present day when they stopped doing new material.
Yeah.
Is that from the high seas, or is that legal?
I'm pretty sure it's from the high seas.
Right.
All of those collections like that are like that.
Great rendering of the snowstorm.
Yeah.
It's all lines too back here.
Brilliant.
Just
Lovely
the beautiful gray tone. It's all lines to show the snow moving.
All the movement. Yeah.
Yeah. Makes it look cold, that's for sure. A little bit of wind here. Just to catch. Yeah. Dr.
Oh, he's
Zarkov,
back.
special appearance.
Arthur's back.
Is that this? I don't think that's the same guy.
That's busy brother then.
He's got to be the same guy. He has a beard.
Zarkov.
No, it can't be the same guy. He's not got as much hair.
A whole different planet.
It's 10 years later.
All right, okay.
That's why he's pissed off, because he's lost his hair. There he is. There's the bearded one.
Plus his roguish good looks too. Reminds me more of Zarkov. That's a giant rat? Oh no, is that the Tauntaun? It is.
Giant rat.
I don't
That's
think
what it looks like when I first looked at it.
They'd leave the Tauntaun outside, wouldn't they? He's
Got
okay
kind of
in
a
the
bare face there.
He's okay in the snow, isn't he? Don't mind.
Yeah, no.
Don't they? Because his Tauntaun dies, doesn't it?
Yeah.
He doesn't kill it before he puts Luke in it. It's already dead.
Yeah, it dies. It dies because of the cold.
Exposure.
But they live outside. It just gets too cold.
Well, he exhausted him too.
Ah, right, okay.
And then he stabbed him and shoved him inside him.
Yeah.
Best place for him.
Stabby.
Has he got a monocle on? Somebody put some marker pen on his binoculars.
Yeah. All right. Who did it? Who put marker pen on my monocle? Come on. Own up. Same person that put a Jawa in my bloody wardrobe last week. Come on.
Oh no.
It's distant shot here. That's nice too. So much great stuff in this.
It's great, isn't it?
Yeah.
I love the way he does the robots shiny.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's nice.
It's great.
He could have killed you and didn't. That proves Luke's not dangerous. His mere arrival has turned you against me, child. I deserted the Empire to save us. Tauntaun's little zip screen back there. Back here as well. Yeah,
Communicator parts.
Archie, I'm tired of drawing jungles. Can we put one on an ice planet? No problem.
Yeah, I can make the strip production twice as fast.
Yeah. That's nice. Fridja. One girl's name is Fridja. Fridja's father escapes.
My girlfriend's name is Fridja.
She lives on a cold planet.
Yeah, never mind, love. I got some tablets for that.
They don't. I bought them to make my hair grow, but they don't work. For the last time. No.
I meant that the Tauntaun.
I bet he gets it, that Tauntaun. Tauntauns wear red jumpers, you know.
Do they?
Yeah.
Mm.
Well, you know what happens to people who wear red jumpers?
Right.
It's a trap.
Oh no, he's Nexus 6.
Here you are. Yeah.
Revenge of the Jedi.
Special new adventure introducing Admiral Akbar, soon to be featured in the next film of the Star Wars saga, Revenge of the Jedi. So this is right before Revenge come out.
Right before it got turned into Return of the Jedi.
That's
Yeah.
right, yeah.
The two.
Admiral Akbar really makes you want to go and see him in that film, doesn't it?
Yeah, doesn't he? Yeah. I can't wait to go and see Admiral Akbar. Have you seen that new character? Oh, no. He's a fish. It's great.
There he is again. And still Revenge of the Jedi.
And the next day, you see the strip. There's no Admiral Akbar, and it says beginning tomorrow.
Yeah.
Gee,
Oh yeah, Revenge of the Jedi.
Revenge of the Jedi.
New adventure introducing Admiral Akbar, soon to be featured in this next Star Wars film, Revenge of the Jedi. Here's the Star Destroyer.
Yeah, that's the big one, isn't it?
Yeah.
Just go back a page, Randy, please. Just notice something there. In that first panel, it tells you there a long time ago, and it says between the events in Star Wars, The Empire Strikes Back. It tells you what's going on again.
Yeah. Start of a new story.
Yeah.
Just all the shiny. Look at that. Just and then all the space stuff. God.
Yeah. The shadow here.
So are they on Hoth?
I think they are.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure they are there.
Yeah, it looks like this is going like right into the beginning
Yeah.
of Empire.
Yeah. Well, even to the fact that they've just shot.
Yeah, it tells you there, bottom panel on the left, it says, thanks to her, we'll leave Hoth soon, 3PO.
Yeah.
So they're bringing it round, aren't they?
Oh, that's actually part of the film. So did they carry it on in between episode 2 and 3, or episode whatever?
Yeah.
The second and the third film.
Yeah.
It's like the start of the Star Destroyer here. Sorry. I mean to keep wiggling the
Take a
tripod.
look at the middle panel on the left-hand side. You must secure the help of the Mon Calamari.
Yeah.
They're shrimps. They're space shrimps.
Squid.
Space squid.
Mon calamari is Italian for shroom.
He's an old teammate of Han Escargot.
Very good.
That's a whole different character. You'll never get away with it, Escargot.
He just so happens to speak in a French accent in space. Oui, ho,
No idea what you are talking about.
The speed of a striking snail, you know.
Blown them all to little pissers.
Little pisses. I was pissing by your door the other day.
I fought in your general direction.
It's like it's just going to turn into what's it?
Monty Python.
No. Hello. It's going to turn into hello, isn't it?
I say chaps.
I say chaps. Just got off a Star Destroyer.
I expect far better than the on my ultimate target, Admiral Rebel Headquarters.
That's a nice on the first page center strip, the far left with the spaceship. Nice background, just down.
Yeah.
That there, yeah.
And here too.
Yeah, that's really good.
Nice. Yeah.
I like the gradient on that streak.
Yeah, it's tint again, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
Nice.
You can get there was one Zipatone sheet I remember that had these gradient
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah,
tones on it in different sizes.
Yeah.
Different widths.
I've got some Zipatone somewhere. I'm going to dig it out. It's only 45 years old. I wonder if it'll still be working.
I bet it does.
Probably it'd curl all up and all the.
I bet it works. Anything that's 45 years old probably works.
Yeah.
If it's 10 years old, it's buggered.
Yeah.
If it's 10 years old, it'd be a key on your keyboard.
Yeah.
Wow.
That bottom panel looks like something that you see on the cover of Weird Science or something like that.
Yeah. Isn't that crazy? Fantastic.
That is mad, yeah.
The two's discovered something, but I'm not sure if it's good news or bad. Yeah, they left the panel border in.
Yeah.
Surprise.
And again on the other side, yeah.
What's going on that sun? Is that a sheet of film, or is that
that is a zip screen right there?
Yeah.
Kind of reminds me of TV static.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then this, I think it's a different screen here.
Isn't that amazing? Then you said it was like TV static, and I immediately said they're here, and it says it there. They're here.
Yeah, they're here.
that balloon on the thing. Twilight Zone.
course, finding them might not be so easy. It's a setback. They had the entire Rebel Alliance might not recover.
I've got one criticism of Al Williamson's work on this. It's that everybody looks like they're about 40, don't they?
Yeah.
They should be 22 or something. Maybe Han Solo should be a bit older, but none of them are 40, I don't think.
No, I would say Solo's early 30s.
Yeah.
Well, you don't know, do you? They might. They're from a galaxy far, far away. They might all be 102.
So, yeah.
Oh, look at this. Starting to get rainy.
That guy at the bottom on the previous page, Al Pacino.
Yeah.
Wow, look at that.
Huh. I'm not seeing any mushrooms.
I think they're on a different planet.
So they've had to go to more of a swampy planet, just like Dagobah.
Yeah.
It's a dull planet. No fungi anywhere.
But all the clubs are full, not much room.
I don't know. Look at that centre, that big panel. Is that a mushroom there hiding? Got no blobs on it, but under that branch in the centre.
Oh yeah, they could be. Yeah, look, yeah.
Yeah, don't forget it's a different planet. They might look different. In fact, that branch looks like somebody leaning over, doesn't it? There's a monster. You know what I mean? Can you see the leg and the calf?
Rawr.
He does good vegetation, though.
So what Netflix show do you think Vader watches? My vote, Breaking Bad. Yeah, bottom right are those blues and greens in that guy's jacket. No, it's just black and white. Just the way the camera's picking up. Morning, gents. Jenko in the house. Happy to have you here. PBR said, just finished reading Do Androids Dream of Electric Sheep. Very depressing story.
Classic.
Yeah.
Classic.
Krill. Jenko asks, too bad Flash Gordon never made a cameo. What a shame. Yeah. My bad. Solo is the fill-in. Yeah. Nearly collided with an Imperial fort.
That tower looks like that Bezos spacecraft that Katy Perry didn't go up in.
Yeah.
Oh, come on. Don't you know she's an astronaut?
An astronaut. Yeah.
Astronaut. There's a difference between an astronaut and a space cadet.
There's also a difference between an astronaut and a spoiled rich person that.
Yeah.
Too true. But if by some miracle they survive to land, I mean to see they never take off, this venture will be my ticket away from Dalut. Is that?
Looks like a J. Deluge.
Deluge? Yeah, Deluge.
Oh, they're based on there, are they? And they're watching them come into land.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You almost hit that fort.
It's my ticket off this rock.
So I saw a giant phallic symbol and had to aim towards it. Yeah.
That's going to see if Katy Perry was there.
That's right. She's an astronaut, you know.
Silly tart.
Well, she does have two massive bodies with orbits around them.
Oh, God.
Oh.
hideous waste of celebrity DNA.
Which one?
All of it.
Not
All of it. Horrible, horrible, horrible.
Not unusual.
Not a fan of celebrity at all. Wish they'd all just go away. We could all just read comics instead.
There we are. Oh, spotted squids.
Oh, look at them.
Squid aliens.
They're
That's awesome. Look at that.
massive, massive, massive nematodes.
Yeah. Your Highness, an order. Abandon the ship at once. It's a trap.
It's a trap.
I just looked on Wikipedia at Carrie Fisher, and I was amazed to see that she died in 2016.
Yeah.
If you'd have asked me, I'd have said a couple of years ago.
Yeah, gone.
Yeah.
That's 9 years ago.
Well, it's because everybody lost 2 to 3 years because of that bug. It just
Yeah, that's a good point.
screwed with everybody mentally. It was like the snap in Infinity War.
Yeah.
Commander, you've just let your pet in. What's he done on the floor? It's a crap.
Okay.
Is that it? Is that all? Is that all we get of him? It's like he's going to be in the third film, and here we go.
You only need a quick look. Yeah.
Oh no, the name.
They were lucky to send him that design, probably. Use this guy. He's an admiral. Oh, okay. Put him on a water planet.
How do they get the ship back? Because they've got to get it back for the third film.
I love this.
Or is that not? It is taken. It's the Millennium Falcon it's got hold of, isn't it?
Yeah. It's a little Vinny work here on this panel. There. Don't want to draw the detail. I'll just fill it in.
Yeah. Slap that in there.
On the other hand, you've got all of this detail here. Look at that. The rain and stuff coming down. It's great. Ah. And he had to have been working really fast.
Yeah, I mean, look at this.
Very
stuff.
competently. Look at the detail on this stuff. It's just amazing. Either that or he didn't sleep.
Do you know what? I think most
Cat
of the
naps.
time you save as you get older is just experience time.
Yeah.
You know what to do.
Right.
And that makes all the difference. When you're just confident of your lines, you go, yeah. Blah, blah, blah. I would say the most time I waste is double guessing myself.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, me too.
It's a nice shot. It's a shot out of the film. That's a photo reference. Not beaten. Your Millennium Falcon was merely hauled to the Mud Lake's bottom. State pods which carried me, my men suffered the same.
Mate, you should be a voiceover artist. Get in there.
One pod's distress beacon is still operating, Admiral Akbar. It brought us. It'll bring the Empire. Do it then. Don't lose that beacon. Rains. Slowing commander. Orlok. Guy's name is Orlok.
Is he a vampire?
I don't know. Orlok. Orlok.
Yeah, that's the way that that the monster or the vampire Nosferatu spells it too.
Oh, cool. But but changing to fog. We must cut our speed. Do it then, but don't lose that beacon. You're going to run into this giant fort. You're not careful. Yes. The screen behind him there. Yeah, almost the same position.
Yeah.
All the way through.
That's a nice shot of him shouting in his helmet on the end of the first page.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, look at this. That is all line work here.
God.
Negative space, just beautifully done. I think that might be a mushroom PBR. There's one right there.
Just beautiful.
Yeah. It's fantastic. If Williamson did any swamp thing or man thing, I don't remember him doing anything like that. It's just fantastic work there.
Yeah. Do you know, I don't know how this guy works. I'm just thinking then, if he's doing 6 strips a week, right?
Mhm.
And a Sunday, forget the Sunday for now, you're doing 6 strips a week. I bet this guy, with his experience, and I don't know how fast he was, but I bet he could lay out a whole week, six
In a day.
in a day.
Yeah.
Send it off, get it checked and all that, and then come back lettered, and then spend a bit longer putting the inks in, because I bet his pencils are minimal.
Yeah.
I reckon he could do what we're looking at there in a day in pencil.
Yeah. Well, probably
rub it
less
in.
than a day, actually.
Yeah,
And send
just
it
rub
off
it
to the
in.
letterer. Yeah.
Yeah, and then get back and spend the time or the most
Yep.
time on it, inking it, getting the detail in.
Yeah.
Well, he probably did these two. I mean, all 6 dailies and the Sunday at once and sent it.
Yeah,
in.
exactly.
group.
Yeah.
Yeah.
On his
Did he-
drawing board all at the same time.
Yeah, and
Well,
that
did
was
he have a
probably his.
letter?
That was
Or did he
probably
do
like,
it
yeah, he
himself?
did. He did.
Okay.
Guy's name, I believe, was Ed King.
Yeah.
We check it every episode. Yeah, they had an outside letterer who lettered all of this
Yeah,
for him.
and it's obviously lettered on the board as well. You can tell, can't you?
Yeah.
So if he's doing, let's just leave the lettering out for the gap. I reckon he's doing a week's work and maybe even the Sunday in 3 days complete.
Yeah.
That's a week in 3 days. And if he's 6 months ahead or 3 months ahead,
I don't know. Probably you would think the inks would take longer. I'm not sure about how his
Yeah.
speed was, but
that's what I'm saying. If we don't know, we'll never know. But I'm just thinking of his talent and his experience. These 6 strips we're looking at, pencil in the day, off to the letterer, comes back, and then a day and a half, maybe 2 days inking.
honestly, I would think he would do all 6 of the dailies and the Sunday like on a Monday.
Yeah.
Lay them out to the script that Archie gave him, FedEx them out to the letterer, and then the letterer would spend at least a day, if not 2 days, lettering, and then shipping him back to him, so that by Friday he's got that FedEx package in his hand to ink, and then the whole weekly cycle begins again. Monday he does the lettering or the penciling for the next week, ships it out, and then pulls that package up, or even 1 or 2 packages back, depending upon how fast FedEx is and how the art's rotating, and then start inking Tuesday through wherever, Friday, Saturday, until he had to ship it out.
Yeah.
Or he might just, save himself a trip, go to the FedEx office every Monday, ship out the previous week's inks, ship out the next set of letters.
Yeah.
Or next set of pencils.
Yeah.
And then go home and start inking.
See, I told you
week's worth
a while
of
back that Don Lawrence, who drew and painted Trigon Empire, when he got his script, I think it's Steve Butterworth used to write it. I'm not sure. When he got the script, it would be, say, 3 pages. So let's say there'd be 12 panels overall, or maybe more. But he used to lay out the script, lay out the page in terms of how many panels it was going to be. And then he used to write next to it how many minutes it was going to take him to draw it.
Oh, yeah.
So it might be 60 minutes, 30 minutes, 15 minutes. You know, what a fantastic discipline to do.
Yeah.
But he was painting it as well, so it's
Right. Even
very good.
more time consuming.
Yep.
So screen here, these are lines. It's thin line work here to show the gray pattern. Same thing here. Same thing up here as well. The backgrounds.
Yeah, I know what you mean about the looking like swamp thing. It looks like it's alive, those swampy bits. It don't look, like the other one looks like they're going to jump out at you. Or, you know, Han Solo.
I just love that panel. It's just phenomenal to me.
Yeah, that one on the left with the snake around it looks like a beast rather than this one. The one on the right hand side.
Oh, here?
Yeah, that looks more like a beast rather than a plant. And it looks to me like it's going to jump on that with the one in the water type of thing.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's standing on its hind legs, you know.
Right.
Fabulous rendering now. Amazing.
Yeah, it is. Moss. It's fantastic.
You know, you said about they may have had apprentices or whatever you call it.
Oh, he did. Yeah, he mentions it in his introduction. Yeah.
Right. If you look on that Star Wars, not Star Wars, the Sunday page there on the left, see the Han Solo from the side.
Yeah.
The ears are different. He usually draws really nice ears, and that ear's off. And if he does use apprentices, like he says, they drew that ear, and they can't draw ears.
Maybe. Yeah.
That's why they're apprentices.
Could be.
Well, they should learn, shouldn't they? That's why they're apprentices.
Yeah.
Wow, look at that ATAP thing.
Isn't that great?
Yeah.
That's fantastic, isn't it?
Shadow underneath. Yeah.
Beautiful angle. It depends on how sensible you helmet heads are about throwing down your blasters.
Helmet heads.
Helmet heads.
Yeah, they don't use the Force a lot in this series, do they?
No.
I don't remember Luke ever firing a pistol or whatever, except when he was escaping in the first one with Leia before he knew he had it.
Yeah, I think the trouble is if you don't write the Force properly, it ends up like Superman, doesn't it?
Well, I thought that was what it's all about.
Overpowered.
Very easy. Easy to do. Yeah. We had a Vader force choked somebody in the first book.
Yeah.
So they do show it off a little, but they don't want to try to second guess the movies. Plus, Lucasfilm probably hasn't solidified what the Force is yet.
It didn't really show itself to be super uber. I mean, Darth Vader wielded it in the second one, didn't he, with the fight with Luke?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But it wasn't over the top particularly. And then in the third one, there was Luke looked quite confident, didn't he? And he was just like wandering around, and then he beat a big bloody monster with it.
Yeah, he was pushing people around at that point.
Yeah, but they hadn't. It took a couple of movies for that to really get going, didn't it?
Yeah, but he did use it. He used it on Hoth, didn't he? When that beast hung him upside down, and he got his lightsaber by doing it.
But he wasn't hugely competent.
No. Well, he
So
went.
that was the
He went Dagobah, didn't
down.
he?
Yeah. Go ahead.
Sorry, when you look at the prequels and the way that they used it in the prequels,
Yeah,
it's a completely different approach, wasn't it?
they
Well,
already
because
had it
they're
more
more,
defined at that point.
yeah, they were like more adept to it because Obi-Wan and Qui-Gon and all them used it practically their whole lives.
Yeah,
And
but that's
at
what I'm
this
saying.
point,
It
Luke's a
took
novice.
it took films a while to get it to the point where it was a really sort of it was the core of the film. If you think about it, the prequels really the Force is the core of the film, and
Mhm.
its powers and the way that the Jedi use it. Whereas in the first three, in the original trilogy, it was more of a religion and a kind of like it helped you do certain things, but it wasn't like it. Yeah, I mean, look at the way they just sort of like took the whole battalions of droids apart, just two Jedi. You know,
Mhm.
it was just a different. It was a different vibe,
Yeah,
completely different
There,
vibe.
there were different training levels too, because in the first movie, Darth Vader didn't expect Kenobi to dissipate when he sliced him, because he went
yeah,
over and kicked the robes, and Kenobi told him that he was going to become more powerful than he could ever imagine. And that at that point, Kenobi, while he was on Tatooine, went up a level as far as his force usage went, and went into a higher level that Yoda had attained,
Yeah,
because
yeah,
Yoda dissipated
but as far as the
in
films were
Return of the Jedi.
concerned, you
Yeah,
didn't know any of that.
no,
Really, you
they
didn't.
hadn't.
You only really saw the physical application of that in the prequels.
Yeah, they really didn't explain it either until they
No.
got into the animated show with Qui-Gon and that.
Mm.
Qui-Gon ends up popping in. Who is it? How did that go? Qui-Gon pops up in front of Yoda or somebody and tells him that he's figured out the next level. It was Liam Neeson's character that started
Yeah.
it.
because in Revenge of the Sith at the end when Yoda and Obi-Wan are like deciding like what to do next, Yoda mentions that like Qui-Gon had figured out like how to speak from the other side or something.
Yeah, yeah.
You're also going back to Darth Vader force choking in I think it's the second. I think it's Empire. He force chokes a guy in a completely different spacecraft.
Yeah. 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 He's on the bridge, isn't he?
Yeah.
Was it Admiral
I can't remember the guy's name, but
Tarkin? Was it or something like that?
no,
And he just
Grand Moff
he
Tarkin
Peter
died in the
Cushing.
first movie.
oh yeah, Admiral
He blew up
something or
the
other,
Death Star. Yeah.
and
Yeah, in
he
the
killed
second
him,
one,
and then some
yeah.
other guy took his place, which was
Yeah.
Leave now in our hour of triumph. Yeah. Marv says I gave $10 once. I'm a philanthropist. Hail nerds, William Pace in the house. Nice to see you here, Warren.
Hey, Willie.
Sorry, guys, I have to go. Have a great week. You too, Marvy. We'll see you soon.
See you, Mark.
Take care.
Yeah,
Thanks for
Mark.
stopping by. Take it easy. I'm not seeing it. Nope. We save PBR.
Making the stormtroopers a bit shinier than they are, but I like it.
Yeah.
These just got their new armor, so
Yeah.
Can't get that kind of sheen off of white plastic anyway. Yeah. Oh, sorry, I keep bumping the tripod to sell a screen back here. Beautiful silhouetted equipment in the background. Just line work here. Just lines. Yep, sorry. Just keep knocking it. That's nice. Uh-oh. There you are, PBR. Should be pretty fuzzy by now, I would imagine. Another great shot. Just another great page. Look at that. Shadow work here. Just fantastic. More snakes. Or those tentacle characters.
Look kind of like sea cucumbers a little bit.
Yeah. Sarah says it's crazy, awesome work to show the sheen and armor in black and white. Yep. Absolutely. That's why we're astonished. Oh, God bless it. Sorry, folks. Like the reflection here in 3PO and R2. It's great stuff. General Akbar again. Nice. He's off, Han. He's still thinking. Nothing but hand blasters to use against Imperial skimmers. I'm real receptive to any bright ideas. Interesting. Arm tucked back there. Almost looks out of proportion. That's nice. Extra nice. I'm just going to keep turning.
Yeah, you do.
More lines here. Yep. They're pulling it back down, pulling another ship down. Looks like taking care of the enemy for us. Solo. My theory appears to be correct. Tentacle characters. I'm leaving that one there. No hentai here.
Oh man.
Just so much good stuff to look at. Absolutely, PBR.
Yeah.
That's why we look at this stuff. So great. First sketch ever of Star Wars. It's like L. Williamson.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like an AW at the bottom there.
Yeah.
It does.
That Leia looks more like Leia than any other time he's drawn fully
That's-
rendered in the strip.
For L, that's a doodle. That's probably, I mean, a minute at most.
Yeah.
And then, in fact, he wasn't happy with the arm initially. He just went through and did
Yeah.
it different.
Wow.
Running off into the sunrise. Tomorrow, Doom mission. Great shot out of A New Hope. Yeah. Oh, there we are. Roughs.
Look at that with a fat pen or a brush or whatever.
Yeah.
No outs, no external lines, all just negative, positive space. Fantastic.
Well, I showed you the sketch in the sketchbook I got from
Yeah.
Williamson, all in ballpoint pen. Just wandering line. Just here you go. Fantastic stuff. OMG. I almost Googled Star Wars hentai and decided it's too early in the morning for that.
God.
Nope. LMAO. I bet anything. There's a ton of it out there. That's where the old joke, I think I downloaded the wrong film, came from.
Yeah. Well, sometimes it's the right film.
There were a couple of Star Wars parody XXX films out.
Yeah.
The popularity of the movie. OMG. I almost Googled. Oh, okay. Where are we? Matthew got it in the house. In Dark Horse, this would be book 2 of classic Star Wars, The Rebel Storm. This is book 2 of the collected comic strip here. The roughs. And then every Sunday page had to have an extra panel just in case, depending upon how the newspaper laid it out. They could either lay it out long or lay it out tall. And when you laid it out long, you had an extra box space to fill.
There's a mushroom on the first.
And these are those boxes.
Yeah.
Mushroom.
That's a big mushroom too.
It could be any number of mushrooms.
Yeah.
These are lovely. Oh, is that Uncle Owen?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Looks uncle.
Brilliant.
Looks just like him too. Really well done. Yeah. Same thing with Lobot. Endo Calrissian's Cloud City Aid. Jawas.
Houdini.
It's a cool looking Darth Vader right there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like that.
And
Holding on
Chewie.
to-
Like that Chewie with the shadow across his face. So, yeah. Brilliant.
Nothing wasted on these strips. A lot of schematics here.
Oh, they got the 6-arm droid in. Nice.
Main people.
Poor cousin. R5D4.
Little life droid.
Oh, look at that Greedo. Look at that. His face.
Yeah.
Is he the one who got it in the bar?
Yeah.
Yeah, where Han shot first.
That one.
Yeah.
Of course he did. If he hadn't have shot first, he would have been walking out the bar, wouldn't he?
Pew, pew.
Sarah says that's definitely a cool page with the Vader freehand page. Yeah. Just great stuff. So when I was working for AT&T once, it gobbled up the company I was working for, SBC. Anyway, a number we transferred a certain issue to was one digit away from basically a 1-900 type of number. I won't say anything self-incriminating. When I found that out and had extremely rude customers, I wear a halo, right? Yeah.
Oh, so got like your customers wanting the. I gotcha.
Wanting assistance at a 1-900 number. Yeah.
Hello, caller. Would you like to know what underwear I'm wearing?
Exactly. Who's this guy? Cantina bartender.
Cantina bar,
Looks just like him. Yeah. Cool. Londo. Nice Londo. That's it. Boba Fett. Huh. Oh, must have had an odd number of Sunday. That year. all the way up to 123. 83. Governor talking.
That must have been before he was promoted to Grand Moff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or maybe governor's a higher position and he got the job like that day that the,
Mhm.
that the
He
Death Star
got-
blew up.
He got promoted when they blew up the planet on Rogue One. Anyway,
Darling, I've been promoted. What did you get? Moth?
I am now a grand
I'm
moth
now a moth. All right, that's really good, dear.
as opposed to a minor moth.
Or a tiger moth.
Yeah. LMAO, don't mean to be. I don't be mean to the person you're reaching when you need assistance. They're doing their best. Yeah. So you have been warned. LMAO.
Especially if they're a moth.
Yeah, especially if they've been mocked.
You know, I don't know if I mentioned this on this show before, but I've always wondered ever since I was a kid and watched the first Star Wars movie. Was Grand Moff Tarkin above Darth Vader? Because he kind of reprimands him a lot in that movie, if you notice.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he's his boss in that. Yeah.
I think he was, or at the very least, if they were sort of equals, he had the ear of the Emperor.
He told him to let him go when he was force choking the other
Yeah.
governor, whoever it was.
So he couldn't sort of backchat him too much.
Yeah.
But he obviously wasn't. I don't know. He didn't seem to be particularly junior to him. It was almost like Grand Moff Tarkin is like the head accountant or the CEO or something like that, and Darth Vader is like the most senior freelancer they have.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they can't sack him. They can't do anything to him, but he needs to toe the line occasionally.
I always got the impression that it was the fact that Peter Cushing was like the head of the army, and the other guy just came in and he couldn't order him about because it wasn't his ship, that kind of
he
thing.
was running the station. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because it's almost like, I mean, I don't know if Darth Vader actually had a military title. I don't think he did.
No,
I don't think
So
so.
he's kind of like the second. I mean, because in the rest of the series, he's kind of like second in command under the Emperor.
He's a lord. Yeah.
Yeah, but like in the first one, because he's still referred to as Lord Vader in the first one, but a few scenes where Grand Moff Tarkin kind of like tells him what to do and stuff is like, is he really above Darth Vader, or is he just a bossy asshole and Darth Vader just goes along with it?
I think it's the rank thing. It's the military thing. You don't go in there and tell the guy, do you? You have to respect his position.
Yeah.
And, and not undermine him in front of the troops, so to speak.
Moff Tarkin was part of, or the pinnacle maybe of the military aspect of the Empire.
Yeah.
But the Sith were the people who were running the politics, as it were.
The Emperor put Vader under Tarkin as a type of punishment in the storyline. Vader did something and got punished somehow. PBR, thanks for that. Matthew says, sort of funny, you have AI's Al's style, which is unmistakably his own, but Alex Raymond's influence is so obvious for the Star Wars strips, at least. Absolutely. Yep. LOL. That or squirting Oragel in my mouth and then proceeding with the call.
Okay.
There you go.
You lost me at squirting.
Yeah. Sorry, Sarah.
Calm down,
Sarah.
Sarah.
Goes back to LMAO. Don't be mean to the person you're teaching or you're reaching when you need assistance. They're doing their best. Yeah.
They might be squirting.
Well, they're squirting. They're squirting Oragel in my mouth. Anyway. Is that blue and white, or does it look that way to me? No, that's printed in blue, in light blue. It's the back cover. PBR is talking about the Emperor. Sarah again says, the blue and white looks like the back interior cover. There you go, back inner cover. Spacing out while COVID fogging is still working on lightening up. Keeps things interesting. There you go. And that's it for the second volume. It's a little late in the show to start the third,
Yeah, good time in that.
but we've got it
Got
right
that.
there. That goes back to that Ice World story that we just looked at.
Wow. Father Christmas in this one. Look at the bottom.
Ho, ho, ho.
One
Or
last
Santa,
bunch
as
as we
Santa
go
as
up.
you would call him.
Yeah. Oh, here? Yeah.
Yeah. And Chewbacca seems to have had his hair thinned and trimmed, doesn't he?
Yeah.
Good.
Maybe he sheds in the cold. It shrivels up. The hair shrivels
Yeah.
up when it gets cold.
Yeah, he kept clogging up the drains on the Millennium Falcon, so they had
Yeah.
to trim them a little bit.
Probably. Are we looking at volume 3 next week? Then
Yeah.
is that what it is? Finish it
It's
off.
stupid not to, isn't it? Really?
Probably another 1 or 2 episodes. We'll have that done. More great stuff next week, then, folks. More Star Wars, more Williamson, more Archie Goodwin writing. Great stuff. All right. Deeply appreciate everybody stopping by. Mitch, tell folks how they can find you.
Right now it's kind of scarce because I'm revamping the website and stuff, kind of remastering some of my earlier comics and stuff. So the website's kind of down right now, but you can find me on socials, Mitch Rogers, on Facebook and Instagram and everything. And coming soon, I have a few crowdfunding campaigns coming up, so keep an eye out for that.
Cool. Oh, good. Russ, tell folks how they can find you.
Yeah. You can
Yep.
find me here, shouting at parked cars. But alternatively, you can go find me on Twitter.
That was
You can also find me at my website, Russ Leach, or over on Instagram. Sign up for the email list so that you can keep up to date with everything Atlantean. This has gone out. We're so proud of this. Ink Spots did a fantastic cover over my pencils.
Just
the
fantastic.
third issue cover is absolutely spectacular, and that's Renato. And he's going to be doing the cover for the omnibus edition. We've got a special omnibus edition coming for collectors if they want it. But issue 3 will be going to crowdfunding, I would imagine, second, third week of July, ready to be printed in end of August. So if you want to pick that up, you want to find out more about it, keep it up to date, go look at russleach.com and sign up for the email list.
And we'll have one more out by the end of the year. 4.
Yeah. We'll have issue 2, 3, and 4. We'll be going for a crowdfunder in end of October as well.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
So we'll have another 2 issues this year.
Fantastic. Glenn, tell folks how they can find you.
You can find me on this program on Sundays, on Randy's other program on Fridays, and you can also find me on Amazon, Fund My Comic, lots of places. If you put my name into that Google thing, tons of stuff comes up. So check it out.
Yeah. Speaking of Fridays, folks, Fridays at 5 a.m., we're currently going through the EC series Weird Science. It's fantastic. Wood, more Williamson in this. Might even see some guy named Frazetta pop in this Friday. Fantastic stuff. I think that's where we left off. It was right there, right in the middle of this. Probably one more show for that. We're at the very tail end of the Weird Science material. So I can tell you there'll be some Wood, some Orlando, more Jack Kamen. That's Orlando there. It looks like, oh, great. Is that Orlando? It's got to be. Anyway, fantastic stuff coming up. Yes, it is. Great. Oh, Al Williamson. Looks like there's a little Frazetta working in there. Look at that.
Yeah.
That ink work right there. It's just fantastic. Anyway, great stuff. Friday mornings, Comics by Night, 5 a.m. Eastern time. So stop back by for that. We are archived over at the Comic Book Black Belt YouTube channel, the Randy Zim YouTube channel, and the Indie Comics Network YouTube channel. We have been looking at comics, great stuff by some of the true masters of the art form over those programs. We've been doing this for a couple of years. We're not monetized. We don't get money for this. We do this because we love it. And we love this art form in all of its forms, comic strips, comic books, even bubblegum wrappers and Tijuana Bibles. We love all of that stuff.
Paid.
Pardon?
We don't get paid. I was
We don't
just showing
get
the
paid.
inside of my pockets. There's
Yeah.
nothing in there. The only thing I've got in there is my glove to draw with. That's it. I'm poor.
There we are. But folks, if the modern comics aren't to your liking, and you can't find any great independent comics, and there are plenty of really great independent and alternative comics out there, go back and look through your old collection. Remind yourself why comics are the great entertaining art form that you remembered. That's why you're here, right? You're here to be entertained. You're here to love this stuff. And when you find something or are reminded of something that you love, share it. You don't have to be, it doesn't have to be all drama and all trolling. You don't have to constantly complain. And everybody's pretty much gotten to the point where they don't care if Silver Surfer's a woman in the next Fantastic Four movie. And it's not their Fantastic.
I'm not going to be watching this. I don't care.
But you've got all that great Kirby and Sinnott artwork in the old FFs, just fantastic. Old Captain Britain. Look at that. That's not how Captain Britain's going to look when he's in the movies, but that's how he looks.
That's how he should look.
How he should look. Great stuff, folks. In the chat, we want to thank everybody popping in the chat. Sarah says moist. Russ, LOL.
Moist. I love a bit of moist.
Stewie, I sith my pants. Yes.
I live it.
That's kind of like our word of the day as we go out the door. So we'll get to that. We'll have a word of the day. My liver says, thank God that's the end of the show. Yuck, yuck. Thank you, PBR. Glad for you're keeping up with us. Ray Bradbury is fantastic. I need to get that A Sound of Thunder. Yeah, what a classic story that is.
Yeah.
And
there's a great
such a great
Richard
monumental
Corbin adaptation of it.
Yeah.
Sound of Thunder is really good.
I remember reading that in high school. Just a great story too. Fantastic stuff. Not really. I like old school illustrative art and posters from old comics and movies. It's the stuff I wanted to draw, but found I was not that talented. Practice, Matthew, practice. You can get pretty close.
No, you can't.
Well,
No.
if you work hard enough, you
It's
can
so mean.
No, listen. I was playing football. Listen, I was playing football from 12 to 50, and I still wasn't anywhere near Maradona. So don't give me that. You need talent.
I have no idea who that is, so I'm just going to nod and go, okay.
You do need a level of talent. Yes.
Hand of God.
Hand of God. All right, that's it, everybody. Thank you so much for stopping by. Don't forget Comics by Night Friday morning. You can find me and just look for my name on Amazon or Barnes and Noble, or keep watching Fund My Comic for more great campaigns. The Shadow Kingdom is out there. There's a beautiful hardback edition. There's a softback edition if you want to keep to the same format that we do. Atlantean Inn, we offer that as well. Right there, beautiful black and white Shadow
That is
Kingdom.
nice. Yeah.
2 volumes of the Atlantean are available. Very great stuff. We hope that you enjoy them as much as we enjoyed bringing them to you.
Once our backers have them, once our backers have them, it will be going to
will
retail.
be available for retail.
Yeah.
It'll be a slightly
give you
altered
links to
version because we want our backers to have the best we can possibly bring them. The story and most of the content will be there.
Can I
on the
just
retail
say,
version? Go ahead.
Can I just say, this is just my opinion, not trying to be controversial, just my opinion. See that cover?
Mhm.
Obviously, it's fantastic, but that would have been better. Just I mean, if you'd have got the guy to color it like he's done that one,
Right.
Nothing wrong with that. I'm just saying,
Yeah.
you want that painted cover style, which is fantastic.
Yeah.
But I think that would have been a better cover. But
I like that. I like the composition of that. What I wanted to do for the front was to have something that mirrored some of the story. So that's why it's that composition.
Yeah.
I'm very keen on the covers representing, at least in some way, what's going on the inside.
Of course, yeah.
But I agree with you. I do prefer the composition of the one on the back. Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway,
but it's all there for everyone to see. Oh, while you're there, you can just show the inside back cover for me. We've got a great artist doing a pin-up for us. That's a great pin-up. It's Alex Sarabia or Saraba. Sorry if I've chewed your name up, Alex. And Gary Giroux. And they've both asked if they can come back again. So obviously we'd love to have them back to do another pin-up for us.
Absolutely. So. Yeah. Great stuff, folks. Yep. Thanks everybody. Thanks everybody
for get you a little costume.
Deeply appreciate everybody contributing, everybody who bought into the campaign. Everybody should have their copies here. If not now, then definitely this week.
Very close. Yeah. I mean, I'm seeing people come up on Twitter saying they've got their copies. So
I can't wait to see some reviews, folks. So if you get a chance to read it, let me know what you think. You can find me on Facebook, X occasionally, not often enough probably. And I have an Instagram account, but I don't play with it a whole lot. So I accidentally put it on my phone, that and my TikTok. So here we are. Folks, thanks again. We'll see you next time.
Yeah.
Hope you enjoyed yourself. If you did, tell your friends. Can't get enough exposure out there. Hit that like button, subscribe to whatever format you watch us from. If you can subscribe, it's free. And it helps us get more exposure and get out there in front of more eyes. We love doing this. We're going to continue doing it. We've all got our loves in a large library to look from and plenty of sources that will be doing this for a long time to come. If you have any suggestions as to what we need to look at, take a look at our archives. We might have already looked through it. If not, then drop us a line. We had some great suggestions last week, I believe, that we'll be following up on here shortly. And deeply appreciate those as well. Thanks again, everyone. Take care. We'll see you on the next one.
See ya.
And
have a nice week.
Yes, please, everybody. Take care of yourselves. Have a great week. See you soon.
Joke's on you, bitch. I love this shit.
Listen, sometimes you just gotta kick a bitch in the cooter and go about your day. All right? I love you. Have a good one.
Mexican word date. Initiate. I asked her, how many tacos do you want? She says 2 because I'm on a diet. Initiate 3 of mine. Now I gotta go buy more tacos.
Taste the biscuit. Taste the goodness of the biscuit.